This is a quick video coverage of my tweaks, flares, and stealing class. Not stealing Logan, stealing. A quick review as to what each of these ideas are. So we want to incorporate as many lines and as many different geometric shapes into our rope dart spinning as possible, because as great as spinning a rope dart in one big circle is, it can get kind of dull sometimes. So incorporating in radically different geometrical shapes, going from circles to lines, etc., through ellipsoids and what have you, makes things a little bit more interesting. To that effect, the best example of that is, so I'm going to come into an empty knot here, and the release without the tweak looks like that. I hope you caught that. It's a nice big parabolic arc that goes flying over our shoulder. Which is all well and good, but if you ask me, that looks a lot cooler. Flies in a straight line. Another great example of this is coming into a rolling dragon empty knot. That kind of flies over our arc again in that big parabolic arc versus a direct line that comes out over our shoulder. It's a little bit more abrupt, it's a little bit unexpected, which makes things a little bit more interesting. Now, how we accomplish that is, mind my right hand as it comes through, it pulls down and away. It's like I'm taking a dart, like a billiard, not a billiards dart, a pub dart, and I'm throwing it from behind my back at the ground right as I'm about to release. Same idea again with that other. It's throwing, that sort of throwing motion, pulling on the dart the last possible second as you release. Those are tweaks. Flares are basically taking, this motion here is very common in rope dart, and what we want to do is take that circular momentum out of it and change it into a more linear shape. We accomplish that by stalling it upwards, bringing it back down on that same path, and then shooting it back out in another direction. This is also a 0-point stall, and I'll get into those in just a moment. So, as you're coming in, whee, doesn't like a bang. You'll notice that my hand is moving from one side to the other. My anchor hand is providing a little bit of a tug to help make that corner as snug as possible. Now, going into 0-point stalls, as we come up through that point, we can then take that wherever we want to. We don't need to come up to here and then take it out that a ways. We can take it up and drop it down into a circular plane, whatever you want to. So we might do something like that, wherein we're now ready for a kick or what have you. Another great example is recovering from a shot, where you come out, then drop it to your side, and now you're in a wheel plane, ready to do whatever suits you best. And stealing. Stealing is much more of a theoretical concept. One, it's always fun to borrow other people's props. So working on cooperatively snagging someone else's prop while they're spinning it, working on accuracy and maybe a little bit of mischief. On the other hand, what I really mean is taking techniques from other implements that either you or your friends or fellow spin jammers practice, and taking the techniques that are commonly used in those props and converting them into rope dart techniques. Going anywhere from plane bending, very common in tech poi, and incorporating that into rope darts so that you're now ready to, well, if I want to shoot it at my audience and I'm spinning forward, I need to now plane bend it through. 0-point stalls like we just covered. Waist straps. Waist straps are a great example of something that you can do with rope dart. And I'll let you figure out the rest of it. Take techniques from other props and integrate them into rope dart. That's all I have for tweaks, flares, and stealing.